Scout! Scout, what in the world has got into you? No.
Because I'm not going back to school anymore.
Now, Scout, it's just the first day.
I don't care. Everything went wrong. Teacher got mad as the devil at me and said you were teaching me to read all wrong and to stop it. And then acted like a fool and tried to give Walter Cunningham a quarter when everybody knows Cunninghams won't take nothing from nobody. Any fool could have told her that.
Well, maybe she's just nervous after all. It's her first day, too, teaching school and being new here.
Oh, Atticus.
Wait a minute. You just learned a single trick, Scout. You get along a lot better with all kinds of folks. You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view.
Sir?
Till you climb inside of his skin, walk around in it.
But if I keep going to school, we can't ever read anymore.
This quote, "You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb into his skin and walk around in it," relates to ethnographic research, and it comes from the film To Kill a Mockingbird, as when we try to understand the research and how it allows us to get a richer, more better understanding of the study and the participant in their own environment through the use of methods such as passive participant observation and active observation. To Kill a Mockingbird underpins issues and carries out themes like racism to teach us the valuable lessons of understanding something or someone, and offers us a chance to reflect from the point of view of the subject from their perspective. This is beneficial to the study and the participant, as we can understand from all angles and have taught lessons on how to make decisions. So, what is ethnography and why do we use it? Ethnography is used to understand the cultural phenomenon where the researcher observes the society from the point of view of the subject of the study. With ethnographic research, there are methods where you would look at people in their cultural setting with the goal of producing a narrative account of that particular culture against a theoretical backdrop. These methods would include looking at how the participants interact with people in their cultural and social environment, or with others in the study. Words used and what is said in comparison to what isn't said so much, their language, symbols, and ritual shared meanings that populate their world. The ethnographer is expected to deliver a descriptive narrative about a group's context, which may be specific to a religious group, family, a political setting, or economic life, to better our understanding on how people's reality makes sense to them. Ethnographic research will be used more of a starting point for most researchers. When looking at it through ethnographic research methods, this would be called participant observation. Participant observation is where the researcher observes the subject of the study, either through a passive observation, which is where the participant or the main focus of the study is observing the study, in which case you don't participate in the action, but is still present for the scene. For example, conducting an ethnographic study of teamwork amongst football players on the field might use breaks in the game to ask players questions regarding their experiences or help distribute water and towels after the game. This means that the subject is taking action in their most natural way because there is no interference or interaction whilst conducting the study. Active observation is where the researcher would take place directly within the study, right in the action, as a member of the study population in their natural world, like a classroom in school, a dance studio, youth club, or residential home. This observation mostly relates to the anthropology side, where cooperating and developing an understanding would involve living amongst the culture. Active observation allows for a more empathetic understanding. For example, unless researchers dress in drag and perform, or live a normal day in drag, they can't experience what it feels like for drag queens to be targeted or for homophobic remarks to be made, as if they were an outcast to their community. Although this may give researchers a better experience, and observation into a certain cultural group or setting, they may lose their objectivity through such close interactions with the group. If researchers experience continuous interactions with members of the group, they may overlook sympathetic characteristics about the group's behaviours. Conversely, if researchers experience positive interactions, they may perceive the group's behaviours in an overly compassionate light. It's best to conduct a study gathering data through a reflective role. Like when building up an understanding of someone, you need to take into consideration their life roles and experiences, like Atticus did when defending Tom Robinson in To Kill a Mockingbird, and when anthropologists use ethnographic research through observation in cultural and other settings. To better an understanding of something or someone, there is no better learning than to walk a mile in their shoes.
I am confident that you gentlemen will review, without passion, the evidence that you have heard, come to a decision, and restore this man to his family.